Well, good day, everyone on the internets. I am just walking through Tahoe Donner today. I am searching out just some sun. It is 67 degrees-ish up here, even in the woods at 7,000 feet. It's beautiful. So I'm just gonna try and get through these trees, find a nice sunny path, chill out a bit. I'm kind of been feeling like making videos and working so much is just not sustainable, you could say. And so I'm going to try and make them a bit simpler, perhaps. I'm always trying to think about ideas to talk about, but I feel like I don't really have much good to say in life. Maybe a few things in my own life, but I don't know, I don't have any words of wisdom or thoughts that often, so I guess you just have to deal with me walking around outside for a bit or something. I suppose I do get a lot of ideas from the comments and just what some people tell me through emails and stuff. And it kind of goes back to finding companionship and like maybe a life partner. Some say you need to find a wife. And it's like, well, if only it was that easy. You know, I think that women look for definite elements in men where they can not only protect but also be a provider, no matter how much money they make. And in the past I've dated some women who definitely had a ton of coin, and there was just constant judgment to me for not making more than her. And eventually all these relationships just kind of sizzle out because, you know, I just wasn't making enough money. I was on the same level. If we want to go on vacation, I can't afford it. She can easily. So then, like, she would be paying for me if we went. And that doesn't work for me. And it's not going to work for her. And so it's rough, like, just being in the life circumstance I am right now, to finding anyone like that's a human to offer something other than just like friendship. And friendship these days is just so difficult because everyone has their own schedules. Everyone's doing the struggle fest, trying to make this life and make things work, and I don't know, on this like dead set plan of being as independent as possible and not needing other people or roommates or whatnot. And so it's just seems impossible. And so I basically just like given up on that realm. So like I don't even try to date anyone, because you meet someone online maybe, and you know they're wanting to perhaps meet up and go out and go to like the most expensive restaurant imaginable on like the first date, and it's like I'm not gonna spend over $150 on something that would most likely wouldn't even go anywhere anyways. And so it's disheartening for sure. But then again, like, going along this pathway of being alone for basically like an eternity, the rest of my life, is very, very difficult. And also like full-time jobs, you look on LinkedIn and any decent job, you look at it and it's like, this has over 100 applicants within the first hour. And so the only way to get some good jobs that pay you enough to live, get an apartment, condo, really make forward progress in life, maybe with some benefits. It's just so competitive for those. I mean, maybe you can go back to school for like nursing or something like that, but the schools are so competitive to get in that, again, it's just like a losing battle, it seems, especially when you know that AI is around the corner and could just take away that job that you've just gone back to school for and took out $40,000 plus in student loans, which at my age, student loans aren't readily available because the chances of you paying them back is much lower than the 19, 21-year-old. Oh. So I don't know how factual any of this is or if it really makes sense, but I guess I'm just trying to take this day by day. I know, like, probably pet ownership is a very unwise, irresponsible decision, and maybe just talking about it will help get it out of my system. But then again, it's like, how much longer can I just keep doing this this pointless gig work economy? Even if it helps me pay my bills, put some extra money in my pocket, and I have the freedom to do it when I want, there's still this thing about, I guess, being indoctrinated into having that 9 to 5 and having to do that work for someone. But just the thought of like having a toxic boss and living in my car and making wages that I could live on maybe in a third world country, but definitely not in America, is so disheartening that I've just given up. And I really don't even want to try. Just the stress of searching for jobs every single day on Indeed, not hearing anything back, and seeing these preposterous wages where it's $30,000 to $90,000. But you know, if you have that interview and you get an offer letter, it's gonna be like $30,000 with overtime expected to be on top of it. And so the side gig work that would keep you afloat isn't even really a possibility. It's just unreal. And honestly, I just don't want to have anything to do with it. Maybe if the bosses were better than what I've had in the past, but most of the time they're just unreasonable, and they're just looking for something to yell at you about. That way they can create the file on you, and when it comes time to fire you, or just like hire someone else that's cheaper, then they'll use those excuses and those write-ups to just nab you in the butt. And you can do that just job to job to job, it seems. And it's so exhausting. And so I'd rather just do the Uber and just deliver pizza or something than deal with that stress. And you know what? If I gotta live underneath the stars and like live out in the wilderness or something, then that's fine. I think I'd almost prefer that over some bullshit manager who is most likely at this point younger than me, a total dickwad trying to prove himself to someone or prove that they're worthwhile of their salary and whatnot. So that's kind of like the thoughts I got just from making the video yesterday. I should probably face into the wind here That way my audio doesn't get all messed up. So, I don't know. I'm out here and I'm kind of like enjoying the moment right now. Even if I woke up at 3 a.m. and started driving on Uber until now at 5, I mean, it's fine because it was still on my terms, at least. And not a lot of people can say that about life, that they're living it on their terms. So I need to take some solace in that fact. And it's not like I don't have any friends, or maybe I should say acquaintances here. I know a lot of people, and there's places I know I can go and like talk with someone, like, or joke around, just, I don't know, kind of get my social time that way. And also on Uber, I mean, people are like, hey, can I give you my number just in case I come back to Tahoe? You seem like someone cool to hang out with. So it's not like that I can't make friendships or acquaintances with other people or converse easily. I find that pretty natural to me. But I do find that so many people are just so wrapped up and stressed out in their daily life that they just don't really have much to give. I feel like there's a lot that I give to relationships or friendships where I'm the one who is reaching out to other people and saying, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to go to this show or to a movie or something? You know, go get lunch, hang out, helping people move. You know, I do that a lot, and people are like, oh, you know, I'll have you over for dinner. But once you can make requests or ask people to do things, but only for so long before you're like, you know what, what's the point? You know, you never say yes, you never put any effort out at all, and it's just me all the time trying to make that effort. And so after a while, you know, you just kind of give up and you end up just doing your own thing. And that's probably just how it's been for several years now. Even like coming out and walking in the woods and snowshoeing, not once has anyone taken me up on my offer, like to go out and just hike through these mountains and like just look at the scenery here. And they live right here. It takes you maybe 10 minutes to drive to the trailhead and just kind of zone out from the city and all the bullshit and just have like a nice zen kind of moment walking in the woods. And it's not anyone's fault that they're doing that. I think it's subconscious, just because everyone's just so wrapped up and stressed about their work and I don't know, just maybe being tired or having to feel like you got to go to the gym instead of being outside and just going for a walk or jog or run. We can't get out of our own heads, mainly, I think. And, you know, probably just the stress of, you know, nowadays everyone's on call. It's like, hey, what's your availability? Can you change your schedule around? Can you cover this shift? Can you cover my shift for this? And I just think that people just also haven't been on a vacation in so long that they've forgotten how to disconnect from your professional business life to then segueing to a personal time of life, because we're always connected through our phones and email all the time. It's like, ugh, if someone isn't checking their emails on their time off or over the weekend, they're going to come into the office on a Monday with like 300 emails and they're going to be so far behind, and then they're probably going to get yelled at from their manager for not responding at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. So I think it's just the inability to disconnect, perhaps. Or maybe I'm just not fun to hang out with. I mean, that is highly probable, I suppose, as well. And perhaps it's just that I don't want to think that. Donner Lake is looking real nice. I'm just stoked that maybe I'm getting a little bit of sun on my arms. Getting a little pre-summer tan, pre-spring. It is daylight savings day, so that means that spring's on the way now. Fingers crossed. I guess I'm ready. I'm ready for some warmth. This whole in-between seasons just isn't my jam. I suppose, in a way, what keeps me here in Tahoe, other than like these types of views, being outside, and just having this time of like meditation, basically, out in the wilderness. I'm afraid to leave because I do have a few good interpersonal like relationships, I guess, with friends and people that I know. And I'm afraid of going to another place where it may be a bigger city, but that also means that you're just lonely around more people. And that seems really, really scary. You know, I do have options. I could go back to my hometown, move back home, but that is a scary step, because I'm basically going back to my hometown, but then again, there's no one that I know there anymore, and I don't think that our ethical and morality would get along as much, perhaps. And just that thought of, sure, you're around like family, but then again, it's like when your family's somewhat distant, it's worse being closer to them than further away. Because when you're close to someone, say like when I was close to my ex-wife and my son, I was only 10 minutes away, but that hurt so much more than being 8 hours away, because I knew that they were just down the road, and technically I should be able to go see either one of them, or at least see my own child, but yet I couldn't. And I think that's just left a lot of PTSD in me. And so perhaps that's why I'm here, and I keep some people and probably relationships at like arm's distance in a way, because if I do that, then I'm not setting myself up for any kind of pain when that relationship crumbles or falls apart. Not saying it would, but that it just could, and that risk isn't really worth it, especially when I'm combining a lot of monetary means into that relationship as well. Oh man, every time I come out and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, then I really start blabbing about all kinds of stuff in these videos, when originally I just came out here to soak up some rays. But I had to come out here and, you know, just walk around a little bit, because I'm pretty sore and I need to just kind of walk it out a little bit. Yesterday's hike, and then I did a bunch of flexibility and strength training, pull-ups and dips, left me pretty sore. So it's got to get a little bit of movement in. And it's interesting, like when you do like deep stretching, it actually leaves you sore, just like lifting weights or go for like a long run, you know, anything. Well, I guess that was maybe a hell of a talk today. Me just blabbing on again about life. Which I guess I'll just keep going the direction I'm going, because until I get that flaming sword from God saying this is what you're supposed to do, this is where you're supposed to go, I guess I'll just continue the prodigy, the pilgrimage of life.